Hey guys, it's been roughly almost 2 years since I posted a video. Just kind of wanted to give an update on the shop and other things. My MGB now sits on jack stands. This blue one here is a car that will be my daily driver. Uh, Kevin picked it up a while back. It had low compression. I put another engine in it. We're just trying to sort out some final things and see if I can't get it running and going. We already know that it fires, coughs to life, and runs for a bit, but it's got some wiring issues and a couple of issues with like the brakes and some other small things. So overall, it should be a pretty good car. The engine block down here is the engine block that is going to go in my car. Um, I don't have all of the parts of the bottom in yet. I do have a set of rods and some other things that go in here, but overall, hopefully this is a pretty good block. I may or may not take it to the machine shop. I'm not sure yet. The big valve head sits over here on my tool cart, and I'm cleaning it up some. I'm gonna put in some different valve springs and other things when I get a chance. And for the most part, just piecing it together little by little. This area here is where we are building a customer's car. It's for the most part a shell. It's a 72, 73. I've gutted out a lot of the interior, taken out the dash, pulled the motor, the subframe, all the suspension components and everything and stuff. This is going to be kind of an older video, slightly older, not much older, but slightly older video, because since then I've kind of rubbed the car down in the engine bay, getting ready for paint, cleaning it all off, getting all the dirt, grime, grease, and everything out from under here. But yeah, so the MG sign was picked up by Kevin when he picked up an MGTV. It's a great addition to the shop, considering that we're mostly just going to be building MGBs, which is great going forward. Back over here is my car. Uh, Last video was up on wheels, now it's up on jack stands like I mentioned. I bought a ton of parts for it, I just haven't had a chance to actually put time and effort into it since I've got other projects going on. It is a disaster inside. Just tons of parts thrown in there, tons of parts thrown in the back, and this MG valve cover I'll eventually clean up and put on there. And we have parts everywhere. These shelves are full of parts that are not organized. I've been trying to get them organized, but it is a nightmare. This little area here is my work area. It's where all my parts for my car is stored. Um, I've got brake parts, and here are the rods that I plan on using in case I'm going to supercharge the car or turbo it for testing purposes, for different kind of testing and development things, for things I'm going to be doing in the future. So we'll see how those work out. So as far as brakes go, I got drilled and slotted rotors for the front, some new pads. The rear has drum brakes for now, and I have new shoes and wheel cylinders and hardware for it. So that'll be the current braking setup until I change it. Okay, so down here I have lots of parts. There are the wheels that are going to go on the car. There are the Rotogrid V's. They're 15 by 7 plus 20 offset. Uh, this whole Milwaukee thing is just full of parts. So it's a new water pump here, fairly new at least. It'll be going on the car, and as you can see, there are just tons and tons of small little parts. There's some stainless steel braided brake lines. There is some more bushings, cross member bushings. I bought the full pro kit for bushing, so the thing will have polyurethane throughout much of the car, which will be great because rubber gets destroyed here in the desert. So there's stainless steel clutch line, and just so many various little pieces that the car is going to need. So, but this I saw online and was ecstatic to get. This is a crankshaft dampener. It's got a brand new dampener. The factory pieces have gone out after 40, 50 years. This is the thermostat housing there. Um, and, some of these parts are just worn. So new parts are going to be good things to have. So I've got lots of new parts to put on there. And I'm just hoping that I can continue to grab new parts and put them on here soon, because this is, like I said, this thing's full of parts and I really want to get around to doing stuff. Now this box here, while it has some gaskets for the MGB as well, It has my exhaust system, which I'm thrilled. It has a header back exhaust system made from Tourist Trophy, which seems to be one of the better ones. It is really, really pretty. I love the look of it. I think that it is going to be a very, very nice sounding car. I'm excited because I've never had an MGB, and I've driven the one that I was using a couple of years ago, and it's fun, but it was a great car. But this one is going to be more powerful, better, mine. Key thing, mine. So I'm excited about that exhaust there. So when I drove the other MGB, the single carb one, the car would overheat, so I splurged and got this Mishimoto aluminum radiator. I've had Mishimoto radiators. I was thrilled that they made one for an MGB, and I really like them. I didn't want cooling to be an issue, so yeah, I'm thrilled to put that on. That'll be great. So heading back around this way to all the parts, you can see we got tons of transmission, a couple overdrives, some other transmissions here. And believe it or not, some of these parts to the left here in front of the tour, there's tons of MGB stuff that I just still haven't gone through. So getting back to this car, you can see what the factory rotors look like. These obviously have seen better days, but and the interior of this car, it's currently the dash is out because we had to put some wires and stuff. I may show that a little bit later in the video. But I'm excited to drive an MGB again. I mean, the shop is starting to look more like an MGB shop. Um, I love these cars. I've fallen for them really hard. I want to kind of have that JDM inspired British car thing going on. So we'll see how that works. So I mentioned earlier in the video about the dash and the wiring and everything and stuff. So this is actually post all of that stuff. So we had to put in different wiring to wire up another alternator and run the wiring all throughout the car. This is the old harness. It is just complete garbage. It's been messed up in so many places. Kevin originally wanted to replace it. I didn't want the hassle of doing it, but after looking at some of the wiring and seeing what he was talking about, it's actually fine just to replace it. It was better off. So, I mean, it was just a disaster. Um, Luckily, the dash was kind of already out, so it wasn't too hard to do this. And then we reran it through. So now we just need to connect everything. It doesn't seem to be, too many connections. But once we get that back sorted, get the rear brakes and stuff, should be able to drive this thing. So, yeah. Okay, so that's it for this video. I just kind of wanted like a rough overview of the MGBs and stuff I'm doing. I will post a Mirage video up at some point, and I've got a couple other things I'm going to be doing. So, but this car is going to be my focus for a while. Anyways, I hope you guys are all doing well. Take it easy. Bye.